that, Songbird. Welcome, Songbird, to Season 1, Episode 2 of Sing Like the Stars. Today it is all about how to sing like Adele. I will be unpacking 3 main components of her incredibly unique vocal styling and showing you how you can do it too. Let's get into Adele's vocal styling. Number 1. She sings with a very strong chest voice and chest mix. Let's just have a look at her song When We Were Young, and we're just gonna have a look and really observe, you know, that depth of bass in her sound? Let's hear it. You know, I don't think anyone's going to argue with me to say that Adele has a strong voice, okay? And it is all about the chest voice and chest mix. So she's not singing, let me photograph you in this light in case it is the last time, right? That's the kind of really light, it's a light mix, right? She's going full out for it, right? Let me photograph you in this light in case it is the last time that we might. Right? But how do we actually do that? How do we develop a strong chest voice and chest mix? I'm going to give you an exercise to do that. It's going to help you do it in such a way where you don't pull up in the chest voice, which can really be detrimental to your voice and can cause vocal injury. So this particular exercise opens up your throat and allows you to put more bass into your tone, but without the strain. It is called the Sobby Mom Mom. And it goes like this. Mom, 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 mom. I'm doing it with a sob. That's why it's called the Sobby Mom. You need to actually pretend like you're really sad and actually sob this out. And you know what? It's so perfect for the styling of Adele because she sings with a lot of cry in her voice, okay? So let's keep going. Mom, 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 mom. Mom, 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 mom. Are you crying? Mom, 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 mom. Mom, 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 mom. Put more sob into your voice. Mom, 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 mom. Mom, 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 mom. Mom, 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 mom. Alright, now the second main component of Adele's unique vocal styling is vocal fry. So this is where you hear kind of like a creaking door sound, you know, a little bit of kind of a raspy sound in her notes, right? They're not clean, they're not pure and clean. Okay, I want you to listen really carefully to this next part. This part here. Did you hear the way she sang the word talked? She didn't say, from the way you talked, right? That's a clean, pure sound. She put in this little fried sound. From the way you talked. You know, I kind of exaggerated a bit there, but you know where I am going with this. And what about this next sentence? I love this, like you pretty much hear the vocal fry throughout the whole sentence. Listening carefully, here we go. Okay, I think you get the idea. So I guess the big question is, how do you do vocal fry and is it healthy? Now, here's the thing, there's a healthy way and there's an unhealthy way to do vocal fry. To do it healthily, 2 things I want you to keep in mind. Number 1, do it sparingly and sprinkle it like salt. It's like if you were cooking something, you're not going to go and dump a whole bowl of salt into the dish, right? That's just going to make you gag. You're going to be like, yuck, right? And that's the same thing with vocal fry. If you do too much of it, it becomes distasteful, right? So you just want to sprinkle it like you would sprinkle salt. When you sprinkle salt on food, it really enhances the flavor. And the same thing with vocal fry. If you just sprinkle it a little bit, it really just brings that enhancement of, you know, vulnerability and emotion, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing, when you're doing vocal fry, is that you want to use little air. You don't want to put too much air through it. If you actually breathe too much for vocal fry, you will put unnecessary pressure on your throat. So just a little bit of breath is enough. And then secondly, open your throat, right? And you're probably thinking, how do you open your throat on vocal fry? Well, actually, you still can, okay? If you don't open your throat, that's when you start to go, ugh, you know, really making those vocal folds kind of abrasively rub together, and you don't want that. You know, vocal fry done properly, it really is just the vocal folds vibrating in quite a lazy way to create that door creaking sound. All right, so here's what we're going to do. To practice this, right, all I want you to do is pretend to be a creaking door, okay? And you're going to breathe in just a teensy bit, and then you are going to open your throat with a yawn stretch, and then you're going to go for it, all right? Pretend to be that creaking door. Here we go. Little breath, open throat. That is not a sound I love making a lot. It makes me laugh though. So that's what you want to do, and it's easier to do lower in the voice. So start practicing it lower and then slowly take it a little bit up by random sirens. Slowly, remember, just a sprinkling and you will get there. Okay, if you like this video, why don't you give it a thumbs up, Songbird? It's going to help other people like you find this video and learn also how to sing like Adele. Alright, let's talk about the third main component of Adele's unique vocal styling. And that is, she frequently flips drastically into head voice. You know, a lot of the time we don't want to do that, you know, we sort of talk about the fact that you don't want to flip, you want to be able to sing, you know, really smoothly through your range. But Adele uses this beautifully and masterfully to really bring about cool dynamics and just interest. And it captivates you, you know, so that she's not always singing loudly all the time. Because, you know, she is a very strong singer, but it's really nice to be able to slip in some of those, ooh, you know, really kind of nice, breathy head voice tones. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So we're going to look at the song Set Fire to the Rain. And I want you to listen to what she does on the word face in the sentence. Watched it pour as I touched your face. So here we go, we're going to have a look at this. And yeah, I just love the difference this makes to her vocal tone. Did you hear that, Songbird, right? She didn't sing, watched it pour as I touched your face, right? She went, watched it pour as I touched your face. Beautiful. Just gorgeous. All right, and then another example I want you to listen to is when she sings your name. Here we go. Here it is again on Set Fire in the Rain. Yeah. Yeah, your name. Right? She goes from a chest, your name, and then flips into head voice. She, you know, it's beautiful. And she does that so frequently throughout her singing. Here's another example where she basically uses it across a whole sentence, not just at the end of a word. Here it is. I want you to listen to, and I threw us into the flame. And try and observe yourself. Where does she sort of go full out chest and then flip into head voice? Did you hear that? And so there's your head voice. And who was straight back into chest. And who was into back to head voice. The flame. Right? I'll show you again. And who was into the flame. You got that? Like, oh my gosh, the contrast there makes things so super interesting. Alright, well here is an incredible exercise that's actually going to give you the flexibility to do that flip into head voice, just like Adele does, and to apply it into your songs. It's an ah-ooh on a 1-5 scales, and it goes like this. So that's the scale. What we do is we start with a very strong chest voice resonance sound, and then we flip into a head voice, like this. Ah-ooh. Come with me. Ah-ooh. cancel her tour because of a vocal injury. You see, at that time, Adele was largely self-taught as a singer. I mean, amazing, right? And so she knew very little about how to take care of her voice and how to actually technically use her voice in order to be able to sustain it and to ensure its longevity, right? So I want to make sure that this doesn't happen to you. The thing is, it's actually more common than you think, right? So many singers have gone through this sort of devastating experience. And to be honest, I myself have gone through a period of time about 10 years ago where I totally overused and overworked my voice too much too soon, and also at that time I didn't know too much about vocal technique as well, or I don't know as much as I know today anyway. And I actually had to go through 3 months of vocal therapy and vocal rest, and that was a horrible time. So I want you to avoid that, Songbird. Now I have another video which has a lot of detail about how to take care of your vocal health. Vocal technique, the practical things that you can do on a daily basis in order to take care of your voice, protect it, so that you can sing with longevity. Go and check it out here. Now if you loved this video, right, I would love for you to go and check out the other video in this series, Sing Like the Stars, right here. Now if you want to go deeper into vocal technique and vocal health and all things how to sing better, please go and check out my online singing programs at www.thesongbirdtree.com. I'll see you there.